Hello, happy Thursday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. Okay, this is take 7, so let's see if I can get through it. I had my injection last week. I know I wrote about that in the blog. It takes about 2.5 to 3 weeks or so. Like after 2 weeks, you start to feel the effect of it. And so we don't feel the effect of it yet. Not yet. Fingers crossed that things will get better. But for the first time ever, I have like superficial pain. So when I touch the lower right side of my back, it actually hurts. And I've never had that before. And they had to put a lot of pressure on the injection site because I'm so pumped full of blood thinner right now that they had to be mindful of bleeding. And so, but it's not where the site was, because the site was more central, and then they thread the catheter through and put the anesthetic in. This is actually over the site that locks and is painful. So that's weird, but you know, whatever. I'm hopeful that it'll make a difference. And you know, never say never. I have no expectation for these shots because I've had too many of them over the years for anyone to guarantee me. And if anyone said I guarantee it'll work, I would not believe them because no one has any way of knowing that. So hopefully it'll work. We'll see what happens. What else? Physical therapy starts tomorrow. And I really think I want to tell them that I feel tricked into it because I really do. But whatever. If it'll help my neck, I'm all about that because my neck is a mess, as we all know. And but I have to remind them to be super careful of me because I can't let anybody manipulate any part of my body that's going to, you know, amplify my CRPS situation. I can't. I won't. So we're going to have an interesting talk tomorrow. And it's not until late in the day, which is annoying, but I took what I could get, and I'll obviously keep everybody posted. I'll probably save part of the blog tomorrow until I get back and let everybody know what happened. But what else? I know there was something else. Oh, I feel like when I went for my mammogram in early December, as the first time I had my mammogram, they had to do a sonogram, and there was a cyst, and so they had me come back after a while and do the sonogram again. And then when I did it again in this past December, and everything was fine. But when I went in, and everything was fine this year. Let me just preface this by that. But when I went in for my mammogram and sonogram this past December, before the stroke, obviously, like a week and a half before, I think it was 2 weeks before, they told me I had to come back in 6 months and get the sonogram again to see if the cyst was the same size, larger or smaller. It's smaller, so yay that. It's nice to go into a medical situation and have good news. It's so rare. It's so lovely. But when I went, I decided to take the train. And because I haven't, for medical appointments, I've been taking a cab or a car service just to make everybody feel safer about me being, you know, on the move and not at home. And so I took the train in, and the last time I had taken the train by myself, I had a panic attack. And I realized something else. I was explaining this to my daughter and my husband last night. I felt warm, and I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I felt sick to my stomach. I really thought I was going to throw up. And this was not this past yesterday or whenever. Yeah, yesterday. This was a few months ago, I guess, when I had taken the train along for the first time after my stroke. And I had to get off the train. And I realized it was because I panicked, you know, wearing the mask. I couldn't take the mask off because, you know, obviously COVID. But I just really got nervous. And I think part of it, I was thinking about it again today, and I realized part of it was when I started to feel warm like that, I started to remember how I felt before the stroke. And I thought, if I had another stroke, would anyone on the train know? And I'm underground. I'm not close to home. And I freaked out. My brain was like, woo. And so I just avoided the train because I thought, you know, there's no need for me to be on the train right now. So Wednesday, when I had to go in and get this sonogram, I decided I'm taking the subway no matter what. And because I have to do that. I'm a New Yorker. If I can't walk places, I have to take the train, and I can't be afraid to do that. I won't be afraid to do that because then I'm limiting my traveling. I don't have a car. I don't drive. I don't even have a license, but I didn't want to be scared out of normalcy. And so I took the train, and I'll be honest, when I initially got on, the train pulls away. I had a seat. It was very nice. Although I forgot how badly the seats jack at my back. But anyway, it was nice because I couldn't have stood for that long anyway. I did start to panic. And I was glad I grabbed my earbuds. And so I put my earbuds in and I started playing, I don't know if you guys know Tom Rosenthal's music. He's so great. But I've been listening to his music a lot. And so I put his soundtrack that I have going, the playlist rather, and it calmed me down. And I realized it wasn't just about the mask and feeling like it wasn't fitting right and I couldn't really breathe properly, which I never feel like that, ever. I wear my mask every day and I'm glad to do it, and I'm not going to stop doing it because, hello, COVID. But New York is sort of in a bad numbers range right now. But it was about feeling safe on my own on the train after the stroke. And I felt like that was such a big aha moment for me, because I thought the more I do to get back to quote unquote normal, whatever that is, the more I have to fit the memory of that into that normalcy and try to, if that makes sense, and try to fit it in and have it, okay, it exists there because it happened. And I can't change that. But I also can't stop living my life and doing normal things. And so that was a big realization for me, that the more things I do on my own, and I'm doing well, but stuff like that, I guess I've thought about other things in relation to having had the stroke and taking long walks and doing other things, but I haven't really been on the subway and not on my own. And I know it's kind of jumbled and hard to explain, but that I was thinking that. And so I'm glad I realized it, because when I realize things and can process them, then I can move past them, or at least file it away in a place that it's manageable. And in terms of doing other things that are normal, my husband had discovered a walk down to the waterfront one fall weekend day, and he said we had to do it. And so we did, and we went, we loved it. We took a lot of pictures there, and it was so beautiful. And it's a big walk. It's 3 miles downhill, 3 miles back up. So it ends up being at least 6 miles when you factor it all out. So on Monday, I had said to my husband and daughter, we should go to the waterfront today. And so I've been, they were worried about the big walk, if I could do it and if I felt okay. And I've done at least 5 miles in different times. But this is different because it felt bigger, even though it really, distance-wise, it was a little bit longer, but it wasn't the end of the world, bigger. But so we did it, and I was so proud of myself. And they kept checking in with me to make sure I was still okay, and did I feel like I could keep going? And I did. And it wound up being 6.6 miles. And trust me, I felt all of it. But I was so happy that I did it, because that's another step towards being normal. And, I'm a walker. I walk everywhere. I'm not as fast as I was. And I don't always use my cane. I keep a collapsible one with me now at all times, and when I leave the house. And I use it if I need it. If I don't, it's in my bag. And but I felt so proud of myself and happy that I didn't let the what if stop me, because I can't do that. It's too limiting, you know what I mean? It's too hard to do that. And I don't want anybody to do that, you know what I mean? It's very easy to become afraid and feel boxed in by something traumatic like a stroke and or a heart attack or whatever, other things that you guys have been through. And so it's easy to step away from that. It's hard, rather, to step away from that and feel like I'm not going to be afraid, because that's not realistic. Fear is a part of it. Fear will always be a part of it. And today I wanted to pick up something for a friend of mine. And so I actually went back to the store where the stroke started, and I wasn't there long, but I felt proud of myself that I did that, because I felt like I haven't been there since Christmas Eve. And And I went in and I stayed for a few minutes and I talked to the store owner, and then I left and I found the thing that I wanted to find for my friend, and which I was happy about. And then I left and I thought, I can't be afraid to do different. I mean, I had a stroke up the block from where I live. So what am I going to do? Never walk up the block again? Never go to those stores again? Never I mean, I can't do that. And so it's super easy for me to say that because that was my situation. And so we all have to find our courage in different ways. And for me, that big walk on Monday, going back into that store today, not that I was like, if I go back in, I'm gonna have another stroke, but like, I don't know, I just haven't had the chance to go in, and I had no reason to go in until today. And but it felt good because I thought, I want to make new memories in these places, and I want to keep challenging myself to not be afraid and not be boxed in by that. You know what I mean? It's going to be 6 months on June 24th rather, and that shocks me because it feels like it feels far away, but it doesn't feel that far away. And it's like, wow, 6 months. And so yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting there and being in that milestone and finding new ways to challenge myself. And you know, I can't remember now if I've said this before early in the video, but I was thinking about all the books I want to read, but right now I've had trouble with my eyes and like reading important texts and articles and things like that. I don't have the attention span for it. So I kind of skip words and I just get to the point. But I have so many beautiful books waiting for me that I've been trying to read and that I've been saving, and this, you know, that I got for my birthday and Christmas and things like that, and that I got with gift cards and stuff. And I've been accumulating this magnificent stack of books that's like, yes. And I can't even get into it because I can't get into it, and I hate that. So I want to try to start reading out loud, even 1 or 2 pages a day, because whenever I write and post my blogs, I read them out loud at least a dozen times, because if I don't read it out loud, I can't edit. I edit that way. So if somebody else writes something, I can listen to it over and over and over again. You can give it to me to read, but I do better if I hear you read it out loud, because then it makes, whether or not it makes sense to me, I can hear that. I do that with my own writing. Does that sentence make sense? I have no idea. I have to read it out loud a dozen times, and that's what I do every week. And it helps me. And, you know, I know there are other people that do better if they can see it. I do better if I can hear it. And so that's what I do. And so I decided that's what I'm going to try to do with some of my books, especially the nonfiction ones, because, oh my gosh, they're just too important, and I don't want to miss things. And I feel like I'm reading all these like stupid little nothing books. No offense to any authors out there, but like not important. Anyway, silly little books that I like breeze through just because I like to read. But I want to read them out loud and hear what they're saying and not miss what the person is saying or telling them the story. And so yeah, so if you've had that experience, please let me know, because I am struggling with that. And with physical therapy tomorrow, I took pictures of some of the ground tiles and stuff that I have trouble looking at when I walk over them, and I want to show them so that they have an idea of what the heck I'm talking about. And hopefully, you know what? Maybe I won't say that I feel like I've been tricked. Maybe I'll just say that I'm skeptical about. Is that right? Is that the right word? Skeptical? Skeptical? Is that a word? Yes, skeptical. I'm tired. About whether or not it's going to help my eyes. Because if they start making me do stuff for my legs, I'm going to be like, hello, it's for my eyes. Last thing I wanted to say is I'm getting ready to cut my own hair off. I feel like I am sick of this ridiculous lion's mane of hair. I would never do that. I used to cut my Barbie's hair, and it used to drive everybody crazy because in my mind, I thought the hair would grow back. And I used to ruin a lot of dolls. And then I wasn't allowed to cut any more hair. And so, yeah, truthfully, I would never cut my own hair because I feel like I would be totally disrespecting the people that have been doing my hair for close to 20 years. And, but I'm almost there. I would never do it short again because I've had short hair, like super short hair, and it's much more work. I would never do bangs because that's more work. Like, at least I can throw this rat's nest up into a ponytail and call it a day. But it is kind of heavy and it hurts the back of my head. So I can't really have a ponytail. So I do a small bun or whatever. But anyway, this is neither here nor there. You don't need to know this information. But if you happen to see me with like a shaved head at some point, it's because I got sick of it. And I'm too afraid with COVID right now to go and get it done. So we'll see if my Barbie cutting days are going to find me again. Maybe I'll just take a few inches. Not me. Maybe I'll get a few inches taken off and get it back to the way it was before COVID. We'll see. We'll see. Who cares? It's not relevant. Anyway, I will keep you posted about physical therapy. I don't know. There's nothing else to say. I don't know. I rambled. See, I went on too long again. I'm sorry. I apologize. I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, and kind of a weekend, because that is what we hope for. That is what we deserve, and that is what I wish for each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow via the blog, next week for another video. Good night. Take care. Be well. Bye.